Hey guys, what's poppin'? Today we're talking about the ultimate high school coolness, Sakamoto. Dude's not just cool, he's the definition of it. Girls dig him, and he's got skills for days. Bullies? Not a chance with Sakamoto around. So get ready for a wild ride through high school with your boy Sakamoto. Don't miss out, hit that sub button now. The story kicks off with Sakamoto, who seems like your average Joe, but is low-key adored by everyone for his smooth moves. Even though some jealous haters try to mess with him, Sakamoto breezes through their schemes with style, winning over everyone, especially the ladies. But when their last-ditch effort to bring him down blows up in their faces, it sets off a fire in the lab, trapping them all. Teacher Kakuta swoops in, putting out the fire and giving them a piece of his mind, making them face the music for their actions. Sakamoto improvises a story earning praise. The defeated delinquents acknowledge his coolness. The next day, Sakamoto walks to school with an umbrella joined by a bird. A fierce wind kicks up, causing chaos. Sakamoto dodges flying objects and saves the bird from a vortex, symbolizing life's unpredictability. He arrives at school on time and encounters Sarah boasting about being a magazine model. Despite trying to impress girls with fashion lessons, they decline. However, a newspaper story about Sakamoto's heroic act during the storm ignites a frenzy among his female classmates, enraging Sarah. Throughout the day, Sarah tries unsuccessfully to overshadow Sakamoto. When that bee crashes our class, it's like all hell breaks loose. The girls go into full lockdown mode, sealing the boys in. And what's the teacher's brilliant plan? Boys start stripping to handle the bee situation. But guess who stays cool as a cucumber? Yup, none other than Sakamoto. So, as this bee makes a beeline for Sakamoto's head, Sarah takes a swing at it. But our man Sakamoto's got moves. He whips out a compass and starts playing ninja with that bee, redirecting it like a pro. After a real tussle, Sakamoto swoops in with the compass, plucks the bee out of thin air, and casually strolls outside to set it free, all while using the compass like a pair of chopsticks. Now that's some next level stuff. Everyone's jaws hit the floor, and poor Sarah's left feeling like she just stepped on a rake. The next day, Sakamoto climbs a tree to feed a bird but finds it missing. He spots Kubota giving money to bullies and confronts him. Kubota admits he pays them out of fear. Feeling sorry for Kubota, Sakamoto leaves, upsetting Kubota, who accuses him of not helping. Sakamoto returns and suggests they both get jobs at a fast food place to earn money. Matsuyama, in charge of training, assigns Sakamoto to the cash register and Kubota to cleaning. Kubota complains but eventually learns to make fries. When a long line forms, Kubota gains confidence. Matsuyama praises his fry-making skills, motivating him to learn more. Kubota plans to spend his money at a hair salon while Sakamoto intends to buy a protractor. The next day, the older high school students visit the restaurant. At Sushi orders food and awkwardly asks Sakamoto to smile for takeout. Later, Kubota's bullies arrive, teasing him. They demand money from Kubota and plan to meet him at a park after work. Sakamoto follows Kubota, who stands up to them, remembering Sakamoto's advice. Kubota joins the fight, driving them away. Grateful, Kubota thanks Sakamoto, who leaves to return to work. The next day, Aina tries to get Sakamoto's attention, but he remains focused on the teacher. Aina tries various tactics to get Sakamoto's attention, including asking for his full name, but is interrupted by Tanaka scratching the board. She attempts to mimic Sakamoto's actions to befriend him but fails. In a last resort, Aina tries to make Sakamoto jealous by pretending to leave to meet other guys. Sakamoto stands up, but only to look at a dog on the track field, leaving Aina frustrated. Aina, determined, tries a Ouija-like game to catch Sakamoto's attention. They fling the coin, and suddenly Sakamoto's possessed by this cocky spirit by accident. Aina reluctantly chips in to help build the arch. They manage to finish it, and the spirit takes off. Later, Sakamoto spills the beans that it was all his plan to get the girls to be friends, using his secret move to fix things. Aina, Yaji, and Tanaka walk home together, realizing Aina isn't as bad as they thought. Later on, we find out Sakamoto's playing lackey for those second-year jerks. Maruyama's gushing about Sakamoto's skills to the big boss, Hayabusa. Sakamoto's blowing minds by slickly dropping off lunches and jumping to Maruyama's beck and call. He bumps into Kubota, who's like, "What the heck are you doing for Maruyama?" Sakamoto's all like, "It's all about building character," even though Kubota's totally against it. Hayabusa's riding on this whole reliance thing, but Maruyama's backing it up as Sakamoto's path to growing up. Maruyama later asks Sakamoto to brainstorm ways to assist him further, leading to unexpected gestures like warming shoes and bringing toilet paper. However, when Sakamoto offers excessive help by suggesting to carry him home on a truck, Maruyama panics and hides, calling Hayabusa for assistance. Sakamoto eventually finds him. Maruyama, overwhelmed, screams for less attention, but Sakamoto transforms the storage room into a cozy retreat using his sleepover gym move. Later, Maruyama surprises everyone by buying his own food at the school cafeteria, leaving the first-year errand runners astounded. Meanwhile, Sakamoto tells Kubota he was fired, jokingly attributing it to his singing skills. After class, Sakamoto assists Kubota with a school assignment at his house. Kubota's mother, unknowingly enamored with Sakamoto, brings them food and leaves, urging Kubota to invite Sakamoto again. Kubota brings Sakamoto home, where she becomes infatuated with him, prompting Sakamoto to hide whenever she's around. In the present, Sakamoto tutors Kubota and agrees to teach him chemistry. Kubota gives Sakamoto a cell phone for emergencies because he doesn't have one. When she finds out Sakamoto's around, he cleverly dodges her search by hiding in sneaky spots. But then Kubota accidentally spills the beans by calling him. Sakamoto makes a getaway and fools Takashi into thinking he's split by making a rope and pretending to leave. Even though she chases him, Sakamoto outsmarts Takashi by making her believe he's part of a TV show. Kubota calms his mom down, and from then on, Sakamoto only hangs out with Kubota in the library. Takashi still wishes for Sakamoto, remembering their short time together. The gym teacher Kakuta tries to trap Sakamoto by closing the gates as the bell rings, but Sakamoto cleverly slips through with a bamboo pole, avoiding being late. Angered by Sakamoto's last-minute entrances, Kakuta decides to keep a close eye on him. He observes Sakamoto with suspicion, but finds him innocently playing with bubbles and creatively cleaning ceiling dust. Kakuta scolds Sakamoto during class, but Sakamoto appears to be cooking, adding to Kakuta's frustration. Kakuta, though satisfied with Sakamoto, still checks on his behavior. Witnessing Sakamoto feeding a sick sparrow, Kakuta is moved to tears as he realizes Sakamoto's ruse of mischief was to aid the bird. The next day at the gate, Sakamoto arrives at the last second, performing a sliding entrance beneath Kakuta's irritation. In class, students are tasked with drawing each other's faces. Despite the girl's eagerness to partner with Sakamoto, Aina secures the opportunity. During a fire alarm, Sakamoto uses his whistle to lead his classmates to safety. When they realize that Sushi is missing, Sakamoto rushes to rescue him, getting wet in the process. He saves Sushi by lowering him with a makeshift rope from the window and then performs a parachute-like descent, calming everyone's worries. During summer vacation, Mario, Atsushi, and Kennen set a trap, catching Sakamoto in his school uniform. Atsushi takes charge, seeking help, while Kubota dismisses their worries. Following Sakamoto's steps, they ask for sightings of a boy in a school uniform, given Sakamoto's unique attire during break. Their search yields various sightings of Sakamoto in odd situations, but he remains elusive as the evening creeps in. Hope starts to fade until a kid falls right into their trap, uncovering a bigger hole nearby with Sakamoto's button. Without second thoughts, Atsushi jumps in, thinking it leads to Brazil, despite his friends yelling at him to stop. Meanwhile, Sakamoto's chilling, just picking up his fancy shirt from the dry cleaner, not his boring school uniform. Unaware of the chaos, Sakamoto casually asks about the hot springs' progress, which makes Atsushi scream out of both frustration and relief. During a softball game, Sakamoto pitches with such speed that the ball unexpectedly hits Kubota in the face, causing him to faint and bleed from the nose. Sakamoto catches him and ensures Kubota's head is elevated to prevent complications. He uses a torn piece of his shirt as a makeshift bandage, sparking excitement among the girls. Meanwhile, the older students, Hayabusa and Maruyama, along with their crew, see the girls totally fangirling over Sakamoto. They mistake him for some big shot celeb, and Sakamoto ends up getting asked for autographs, leaving Hayabusa scratching his head in confusion. In class, Sakamoto and Kubota are chatting about hairstyles. Sakamoto throws out a suggestion, but Kubota's thinking something way edgier. Then Sarah throws in a joke about getting a buzz cut, which gets everyone's attention. And then boom, Hayabusa walks in all dramatic-like, totally misinterpreting a joke about borrowing Sakamoto's face and getting a mold instead. This sets off this crazy battle between Hayabusa and the girls over the mold. He ends up wrecking it and challenges Sakamoto to a showdown after school. Despite intimidation, Sakamoto refuses due to cleaning duty. Hayabusa's errand boys try to provoke Sakamoto throughout the day, but he remains unfazed even when they steal his shoes. They escalate by taking Sakamoto's ruler, but he remains unfazed and improvises with Kabotas Hair for the poster. Determined to provoke Sakamoto further, they target Kubota, cutting off his hair and leaving a message. When Sakamoto finds Kubota, he initially tries to act tough, but eventually breaks down in tears. Deeply affected, Sakamoto crafts a wig for Kubota and decides to resolve the situation. At the riverside, Sakamoto meets Hayabusa for a showdown, interrupted by a police officer warning against fighting. At school, kids play a stone-kicking game, where Sakamoto impresses them with his skill. Inspired, the boys imitate Sakamoto's actions, walking along a white line through the city. They reach the final meeting point, a local supermarket, where Sakamoto surprises them with a buffet party. The leader rushes home but asks Sakamoto for an autograph first. Next, we meet Megumi Fujita, who secretly takes pictures of Sakamoto out of admiration. However, she notices the ghostly woman in the background of every photo, which troubles her deeply. Megumi wrestles with the decision to tell Sakamoto about the ghostly figures she's been seeing in her photos of him. She fears his potential reaction and hesitates, missing her chance to talk to him after class. Megumi tries to discuss the strange occurrences with Sakamoto. He remains oblivious and mentions Kubota's fast-growing hair instead. At Sushi and his crew are all hyped to check out the GR Up movie section at the rental store, but they hit a few roadblocks. Meanwhile, Sakamoto gets caught up by Aina's crew, thinking he's some classmate on a mission. Sakamoto turns down their offer to watch My Summer with Chirps together and goes off to find his own flick. At Sushi's got the movie Sakamoto's eyeing and suggests a tradie for a disc from the adult section. Sakamoto's game, so he sneaks into the adult section like a pro, not raising any suspicion. He dodges classmates in different sections with his slick exit strategy until Aina, Yaji, and Tanaka catch on. Sakamoto pulls off a robot act to distract them, giving him a chance to snatch the DVD. But then the boss steps in, replacing the cashier, and starts throwing tough questions at Sakamoto, testing his guts. During gloomy cultural festival prep, second years gather. Hayabusa impresses with a homemade cotton candy machine, promoting uniqueness. At Sushi suggests inviting Sakamoto to their stall, but Maruyama disagrees. Hayabusa insists on freedom of choice. Fukase attacks Hayabusa, demanding Sakamoto's identity, injuring him. In class, Megumi urges excellence for festival. Morita and Yasuda mock Sakamoto until he turns laughter into awe with a clever balloon trick. They leave scolded by Mai-chan, but Fukase reassures them. The next day, all balloons are popped, triggering a chase. At Gakuban High School during a cold lunch break, 3 girls enjoy the quiet courtyard. Sakamoto and Kubo handle their lunch carefully. Sakamoto juggles his food while Megumi recalls how they met last year during entrance exams. She dropped her eraser and Sakamoto caught it, warming it with friction before returning it, which helped her finish the exam. Mai-chan shares how Sakamoto turned a rainy day into a joyful one by ingeniously using a broken umbrella. Kana recounts how Sakamoto saved her books when she tripped, making her realize the importance of taking care of her belongings. These moments with Sakamoto become cherished memories for the girls. On that day, Kubota had a weird wart on his hand hidden by a band-aid. The band-aid came loose and Sakamoto picked it up, putting it back on his finger like a ring. Despite not remembering, Sakamoto apologizes. The girls find Kabota's encounter the most romantic. In class, Sakamoto captivates everyone while reading aloud with Kabota entranced by his presence. When it's Kabota's turn, he's lost in thought, causing laughter when the teacher playfully suggests he might like someone. The next day, Kabota falls ill and his mother informs the school, with her attending in his place to be close to Sakamoto. In cooking class, Sakamoto impresses and Kabota surprises by excelling in making miso soup, learned from his mother. Sakamoto compliments its flavor and offers a taste to Kabota as Takashi struggles to contain her excitement. Aina snatches the plate, triggering a fight among the girls for an indirect kiss. During class, Kakuta is frustrated by Sakamoto's display of speed. Overhearing classmates' comments about Kabota, Sakamoto notices the broken shell, raising suspicions. Overwhelmed, Takashi embraces her maternal role and decides to return home to care for her son. During Christmas, two friends plan a hangout, but their friend bails. Spotting Sakamoto nearby, they invite him along, explaining the concept of a friend date, which he agrees to. The girls express interest in Ryo and Kui, not Sakamoto initially. Sakamoto shares his dream of working for NASA, impressing the girls. They play a game with a hippo toy, and Sakamoto's finesse astounds them. They trick Sakamoto into drinking cola and ask him to sing, where he surprises everyone with an opera song in German, captivating the girls and drawing more attention. Later, Hayabusa deals with family matters, including his father's attempt to introduce a new mother figure over a French dinner. Sakamoto offers to teach Hayabusa etiquette. Later during dessert, Sakamoto swoops in and helps Hayabusa respond in French, saving the day. In the bustling city, a rare event unfolds. Snow blankets the ground for the first time in years. They head to school, with Kabota grumbling about the chill while Sakamoto, in his regular clothes, expresses awe at seeing snow for the first time. At school, their friend Sushi creates a snow rabbit. Sushi offers to teach Sakamoto how to play in the snow, and they make shapes in the snow together. Later, Sushi teaches Sakamoto to build a snowman, but Sakamoto adds more snowballs, causing tension. Fukase arrives, urging Sushi to challenge Sakamoto to a snowball fight to get his attention. Sushi challenges Sakamoto to a snowball duel. Despite Sushi's confidence, he can't land a hit on Sakamoto, who retaliates with lightning-fast precision. As Sushi hides, Sakamoto surprises him with a snowball containing a hand warmer, ensuring his victory. Feeling defeated, Sushi realizes the duel wasn't as serious to Sakamoto. The next day, as the snow melts, Sakamoto builds a new home for his bird friends. Morita feels nostalgic as his first year comes to an end, while Megumi plans to showcase photos from the year. Mai-chan stumbles upon an elegant photo of Sakamoto taken by Megumi on a rainy day. Megumi unveils a bold photo of Sakamoto during a marathon, sparking demand for copies. Kennen and Mario seek Sushi for a meeting, but he acts strangely and dismisses them. Maruyama reveals Fukase won't graduate due to absences and they'll be classmates next year. Back in class, the girls persistently ask Megumi for more Sakamoto photos. Sushi tries to get attention with a story, but the boys tease him. Aina's embarrassed photo catches the boys' attention, and they request copies. The girls express interest in Sakamoto's swim trunks photos, but Megumi didn't capture any. Yaji and Tanaka discover a photo where Sakamoto's accidentally captured, creating demand for copies. Fukase appears, offering to help him regain himself and challenge Sakamoto. Sushi burns the photo, agreeing to Fukase's offer. On the 57th graduation day at the high school, everyone is dressed up except for first-year boy Sarah, who's half-naked and snoozing alongside others. Later, Hayabusa tends to Sakamoto's wounds while Sushi apologizes tearfully. Hayabusa comforts him, revealing Fukase's involvement in the plan. At the infirmary, he discusses life after graduation with Sakamoto, expressing fear of facing the unknown future outside of school. Overwhelmed by the idea of facing life after graduation, Sakamoto expresses his desire to explore the unknown, even liking it to venturing into the sea. Spotting Hayabusa gearing up to confront them, Sakamoto intervenes and suggests a different approach. During the graduation wrap-up, Hayabusa and the crew give him props, making noise while Sakamoto pulls off his secret move, the Niger, sending him stumbling into the crowd of students who shove him out the door. As time flies, Sushi stays clear of trouble and starts fresh elsewhere, and Sakamoto spills he's off to join a special aerospace gig on March 23rd, even though his classmates try to humiliate him with pies during his send-off. Sakamoto deftly dodges them and says his farewells. Before splitting, Hayabusa grills Sakamoto about heading to the US, but Sakamoto stays vague. As he heads to the main gate, his friends covered in pie bid him farewell from the classroom window, giving him props as a solid friend. A moment that almost gets to Sakamoto, though he keeps his cool.